Her family to light Shabbat candles and welcome the day of Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm going to invite you to light our Shabbat candles and say the blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
So we have a beautiful opportunity tonight to celebrate not only Shabbat together, but to celebrate an amazing family simcha. The Weirs are here to celebrate Aaron's bat mitzvah. So we want to say welcome to everybody who's celebrating with us tonight. Welcome to our community. And as we begin the weekend, we also have the beautiful opportunity, a tradition started with our Isla's bat mitzvah, of being able to give Aaron her Hebrew name this evening. So when we name you in Hebrew, we have the opportunity to select something that's meaningful to your family. So I'm going to invite your mom to share a little bit about why they have chosen your name for tonight, and then we will give you a blessing.
Aaron, can you hear? Is that working? Yeah. Aaron, we've given you the Hebrew name Rachaleah. You have the Hebrew name of your great-grandma Roz, who was my grandma. Just like you, Grandma Roz was strong, smart, and liked to have fun. Interestingly, you love lemon-flavored desserts, just as she did. So think of her tomorrow night when you eat a lemon bar or a lemon macaron. She would be so happy to know you are carrying on the Jewish traditions of our family by becoming a bat mitzvah. As Grandma Roz's namesake, you have a large personality to live up to. She was equal parts grand and fancy as she was down to earth and kind. Ask us about her often, and you will find much inspiration for your life as you grow.
Mazel tov, thank you. So Aaron, as you take this Hebrew name, tomorrow we will call you up to the Torah for your aliyah, which officially makes you a bat mitzvah by the name Rachel Leah bat Davida v'David. You get to keep this memory, this generation to generation, Lador Vador, is part of your heritage now. As you receive Torah, you receive Torah knowing that you are connected to the generations that came before. So I'd like to give you a blessing. Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, kayam et yalda hazot la'avicha u'la'ima, v'ikra shema b'Yisrael, Rachel Leah bat Davida v'David, yismach ha'av v'yotzecha tzalav, v'tzagyal ima b'pri v'itna, zo ketana kedolat hiyah, Keshem shenichnasan levrit, ken tichanes laTorah, lechupa u'ma'asim tovim. Our God and God of our mothers and our fathers, sustain Aaron through her parents' loving care. Let her be known among our people, Israel, by the name Rachel Leah, daughter of Davida v'David. May her name be a source of joy to her and inspire her to serve our people and all humankind. May her parents rejoice in her growth of body and soul. And as they have brought her into the covenant, so may they, with wisdom and patience, lead her to the study of Torah, to a life of good deeds, and to a partnership worthy of God's blessing. And we say together, Amen.
Amen.
Mazel tov. You can be seated. And if giving a Hebrew name were not enough of a joy, we also have an opportunity as a community to celebrate birthdays and anniversaries. So if you have, and I think Rabbi Appel does, have a birthday or an anniversary in the month of November, I invite you to please join me up on the bima.
Mazel tov.
Kyle, come on back. Joan, please right here.
Nate
So
too.
Nate too. Excellent. So I'm going to ask everybody, you don't have to give me numbers, but what is it that we're celebrating?
Birthday.
A birthday for Joan.
Me too.
A birthday for Kyle.
Anniversary.
Anniversary number 6 for you. Anniversary 49. Mazel tov. What are you celebrating?
How old are you be?
4? Oh my gosh, that's almost a whole hand.
Rabbi.
Wow. So and
Rabbi.
Rabbi Appel, a birthday.
We have people online.
Oh,
also.
and people online. Who are we celebrating
We
online?
have Sandra celebrating her birthday, and Nat, and Anne, and Doris. Oh, Monica Nemi Parker.
Excellent. So many birthdays. November is a popular month, birthdays and anniversaries. What a joy it is to stand together to celebrate all of these wonderful simchas. And it is important that we take a moment to thank God for bringing us to this time in this space when we can enjoy and be in community celebrating together. So I'd like to ask Cantor to help lead us in the Shehechianu.
Absolutely. I hope you will join with me. The words are on the screen, I hope. Yes. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Amen.
Mazel tov. Thank you for celebrating with us. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you to you too.
So now, as we begin our service, I'd like to invite everyone to take a moment and to breathe, to close your eyes to focus on being here in this moment as we join together in prayer. Shabbat Shirah is our musical service where we let the music guide us and take us from one moment into the next, from one prayer space into another, in an ever-evolving and beautiful conversation between ourselves, with our community, and with God. And so I'd like to invite us to focus on where we are right now, to leave the schmutz at the door, and to take a moment to bring the joy of this week with us and let that schmutz be there as we leave it in this week. So close your eyes, take a deep breath, and think about where you were at this time last week. Do your review of the week as you bring that joy and those kernels of excitement and community into this next week with you. Please join us in song. Please join us in music and connection and having conversation with God and with each other.
For my house shall be called a house of prayer for all peoples. We have a new melody for Lechadodi. This comes from Rabbi Or Zohar and Faliza Baskara Zohar. They were with us last November, just about a year ago to this month. I hope that you will pick it up. We'll have all 4 verses, so please feel free to sing with us as you learn the melody. We start with Lechadodi.
So to be clear, this is not the work of art to which I refer to in my sermon this evening. However, it is a very famous work of art by the same artist, Piet Mondrian. And I tried, Annetta, I tried. You know, sometimes I just, need more time. But I wanted to show you what his artwork looked like because many of you have seen his work, and you can now visualize what I'm about to discuss. Sometimes we see something that everyone else misses. And sometimes we miss something that is obvious to everyone else. In the news this week was a story about the unfinished Mondrian work, New York City 1, which currently is in a museum in Dusseldorf, Germany. The question raised by an Italian artist is whether the work, which is canvas layered with red, blue, yellow, and black lines of tape in his very clear style, is currently hung upside down. The artist bases his suggestion that the work should be rotated 180 degrees on a picture of this work on an easel in Mondrian's study, as well as a display of a similar work, New York City, which was painted rather than created with adhesive tape. Given that this is an unsigned abstract work, there is disagreement among art historians. None of you is surprised. And of course, we are getting the reaction that many pieces of abstract art receive. This is ridiculous. I could do that. My cousin, who works in an art gallery in New York City, reacts to such statements with, "But you didn't. And you certainly weren't the one to create the de-style movement in 1917. Piet Mondrian is among the innovators who developed de-style to be a contrast with Art Deco. Think of the Durham Museum and you can think of Art Deco. He wanted to base the works on geometric forms and primary colors, blue, red, yellow, and black and white. He wanted balances in surfaces and colors used while avoiding symmetry. Mondrian saw the world very differently and created a brand new approach to art. Francesco Vassalli, the Italian painter who pointed out that the work was likely upside down, saw something that had been missed by everyone else for more than 75 years. Sometimes we see something that everyone misses, and sometimes we miss something that is obvious to everyone else. The Eternal said to Avram, "Go forth from your native land and from your father's house to the land that I will show you." This is not the start of Abraham and Sarah's story, but it is the moment in the story that the promise and the covenant that they accept are described, and God's request of them is understood. They will leave everything behind to become a great nation, to be blessed, to have a great name, and all they need to do is go to a place that will be shown to them later. They accept. But why Abraham and Sarah? Most would share the Midrash, the story not found in the Torah, of young Avram working in his father Terach's idol emporium and destroying the stock. There is another story in Genesis Rabbah, a Midrash on the book of Genesis. The Eternal said to Avram, "Go forth from your land." Rabbi Yitzchak said, this may be compared to a person who is traveling from place to place when they saw a castle, a flame, a glow burning full of light. They said, "Is it possible that this castle lacks a person to look after it?" The owner of the building looked out and said, "I am the owner of the castle." Similarly, because Abraham, our ancestor, said, "Is it possible that this castle has no owner, no one to look after it?" The holy blessed one looked out and said to him, I am the sovereign of the universe. Hence God said to Avraham, Lech Lecha. According to this story, Abraham was the first person to see something that everyone else missed. He overcame the way that everyone else thought of the world and religion in his time. He was able to understand that there is one God who is the sovereign of the universe. Sometimes we see something that everyone else misses, and sometimes we miss something that is obvious to everyone else. Lot, Abraham's nephew, comes with them from Haran. Eventually, there is fighting between their servants over the grazing of their cattle, and we then read Avram's solution. Avram said to Lot, let there be no strife between you and me, between my herdsmen and yours, for we are kinsmen. Is not the whole land before you? Let us separate. If you go north, I will go south. If you go south, I will go north. Lot looked about him and saw how well watered was the whole plain of the Jordan, all of it. This was before the Eternal had destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, all the way to Zoar, like the garden of the Eternal, like the land of Egypt. So Lot chose for himself the whole plain of the Jordan, and Lot journeyed eastward. Thus they parted from each other. We, as the readers, can see very easily what Lot has missed in his choosing, that maybe he should have paid attention to his uncle Abe, suggesting that he go north or south and avoid going east towards Sodom and Gomorrah. Lot will not understand how bad a choice he has made until years later, after he has settled and had a family, and then has to flee while the towns he thought looked so amazing are destroyed. Abraham and Sarah understand their relationship with the one God. They turn their lives upside down and create a new understanding for the world that affects everything that we do to this very day. And New York 1 by Pete Mondrian, it will not be turned upside down to correct it. There is great worry that it will weaken the work too much after 75 years and cause it to disintegrate. We do have, though, a new understanding of Mondrian and his work, though. As we enter Shabbat, how can we understand our world with a new sense of awareness? What are we missing that is right in front of us? What are others missing that we understand in ways that they don't? What happens when we turn things upside down and over and inside out and thoroughly consider our assumptions? Maybe we also have the chance to find a new understanding in our reflections on this Shabbat. We continue our service, and I invite all those who are comfortable in doing so to please rise. You will not be seated again until after the tefillah is over.
Sama nafshi, my soul thirsts for God, the living God. When will I come to appear before God? Sama nafshi l'Elohim. Sama nafshi
Open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, v'Koneh Hakol, v'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה, אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מחלקל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ברופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בגבורות, ומי דמך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמנת לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. Shalom bimro'ah, u'yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel,
We have asked God for the blessings of peace, and now we ask God for the blessings of healing. For those who are in need of healing of body, healing of spirit, there will be time for people to put in the names into the chat. For those who are on Zoom, to put in names of those you would like to keep in mind for healing. There will be time for those who are present in the sanctuary to share names of those they would like to keep in mind for healing. As a congregation, we are keeping in mind for healing Susan Alexander, Doris and Harry Aloy, Virginia Becker, Tony Beraldi, Jean Broskow, Lisa Brunkhorst, Hildardo Carrera, Sandy Christofferson, Edward Cohn, Kevin Cooper, Judy Cooper, Manuel Delgadillo, Ariana Elnes, Pamela Fox, Rabbi Sim Glazer, Jody Goldstein, Milo Goodman, Jean Hoffart, Judy Kyman, Karen Levine, Mike Liddy, Gary Marshall, Dan Mass, Emily McWhirter, Brian Nog, Pedro Comi Olimpio, Nadine Ostrow, Karen Euler, Wendy Passer, Jamie Poole, Linda Redler, Steve Redler, Emily Sachs, George Sachs, Gregory Sachs, Steve Seglin, Jerica Schumann, Max Shapiro, Linda J. Sherman, Dee Dee Spiegel, Sarah Jane Tietzel, Coralie Thomas, Laura J. West, Barb Wigg, Brent Wine, Kate Ewell. For those who are joining us on Zoom, we are keeping in mind for healing Rabbi Haskovic, Sheldon Bobendur, Dee Russell, David Sklan, Sue Baker. Are there those that we're remembering from people who are assembled in the sanctuary today? If so, say their names out loud. Let me also add Angie Moronis Harris, Laura Sugarman Whittier, Sarah Chava Orna Shulamit, and Shmuel Ben Yosef. For all of them, we say this blessing, asking for God's healing.
Elohim, take me shalva.
more names for healing. Mike Elkhorn, Greg Mayer, Oliver Luna, and Sherry Hendrickson. We come now to the time of memory. We remember those who have departed all the time, and in particular at this time in our service as we prepare to say Kaddish. I invite those who are remembering someone who is on this list to stand as they are named. There will then be time to add in names that also are going to be added. We are in the period of Shiva, the first 7 days of mourning for Rolf Jerome Posty, Natalie EY. We are in the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning for Arlene Fredericks, Elubov Blaker, Barbara Lieberman Froman, Marie T. Graff. And at this time of saying Kaddish, we remember the yahrzeits, the anniversaries of the deaths and birthdays of Elise Osriel, Francis Blumkin-Batt, Nina Ida Becker, Mildred Bernstein, Harold Broadkey, Sarah Brandeis Cohn, Charles Fisher, Richard B. Friedlander, Dr. Morris I. Gordon, Gerald S. Gross, Renee Plotkin Handelman, Leonard D. Herman, Jeanette M. Kreiselman, Sarah Lur, Dennis P. Denny Lewis, Eva Markel, Max Meyer, Francis Asaf Milder, Michael E. Mogul, Albert Nepomnick, Joseph C. Pepper, Harry Perlmeter, Norman Carl Plotkin, Yitzhak Rabin, Ida Cohen Rosenberg, Lee Ross, Robert Sachs, Eugene Leonard Schwederman, Jean Louise Sherman, Julius Serif, Sylvia Treller, Edward Treller, Rose Golden Treller, F.H. Bud Turkle, Milton G. Waldbaum, M.D., Walter Wessel, Jamie Wright. From our folks joining us on Zoom, we are remembering Rita Arnold, Hele Sugarman Whittier. And if you are remembering someone and would stand now in the sanctuary and say their names, please. We rise as sacred community as we are able to support all who are in mourning as we recite these words of Kaddish. I see that we are also remembering Alberto Sicola. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, ve'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, v'agala uvizman kariv v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevarach le'olam omei omaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shemei rekutsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, v'amiran be'alma v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'yimru. Amen. Please be seated. So I want to start by thanking our musicians. Kyle David Vince and Tom. Thank you so much. It was just lovely, and thank you, Cantor, for arranging all of this.
My
Amazing.
pleasure.
I'd like to thank the folks at the back of the house, which include Scott and Nate, in terms of organize everything for the service and for the Oneg Shabbat. And Jay, well, no, Jay's under tech. I got it. Okay, so hang on a second. Here we go. Okay, and our tech people, Eli Lopez and Jay Asher. I would like to thank Joseph Pinson for greeting people as they entered this evening. We'd like to thank our security guard, Marcus, our Oneg volunteers, which include Gail Knapp, which I think means pie. Does that mean pie? Okay, excellent. Our Zoom maven, Karen Euler, who can look up pieces of art and share it in the chat. You didn't see this, but she looked up the story about the 75 years of the piece of artwork upside down and shared it with all the folks on Zoom. That might even, convince you to stay home and watch on Zoom. That's up to you.
I'll do that.
We'd also like to thank all of our board members, and we are asking them to please rise. They have little name tags on them so that you can figure out who they are. And if you would like to share a question or a comment, please find them during the Oneg Shabbat. Please join us tomorrow as we honor Aaron Weir, who's becoming Bat Mitzvah. Mazal Tov to the Weirs. There is still time. Please join us for our Scholar in Residence dinner with Rabbi Mary Zamor this coming Thursday. We will be meeting downtown at Kitchen Table, a farm-to-table restaurant, where she will present a discussion on the power of the fork, eating with ethics. You have until Monday to RSVP. The link and the QR to RSVP to sign up are on the handout. There is a handout floating around where you can sign up. Our first Temple Tots is this Sunday. Any kids younger than pre-K and their families are invited for games, stories, crafts, and learning together. You are welcome to join us for breakfast at 9:30 a.m. with our Sunday morning learning community, or you can jump right in for the program at 10 a.m. The temple building will be closed for the day on Friday, November 11th. We will reopen the building for our normal Friday night Shabbat service. The staff and clergy will be attending the second half of their team building exercise in order to better serve our sacred community. They are also hosting a happy hour Thursday, November 17th in the Simon Community Court from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Come and enjoy drinks, pizza, music, and great conversation. It is $5 per person. RSVPs are requested, but walk-ins are welcome. Please save the date. Hanukkah is around the corner. We will be having our first light celebration on December 18th. We will be releasing more details, so be on the lookout for that. One detail to tease you with is, remember the donut truck from the Jean Leahy Mall? You might see that same donut truck again. And if you weren't at the Jean Leahy Mall, you missed out. And just again, donut food truck, just gonna say. The clergy and the staff and the leadership of our congregation want to remind everyone to go and vote. Please go vote. The election is Tuesday, November 8th, and there is still some early voting available if for some reason you are not going to be able to go. I will share with you the story that I've been sharing widely, which is earlier this year, I voted in an election and the winner won by 2 votes, exactly 2 votes. And yes, there was a recount, and after the recount, the winner won by 2 votes. So, and, you know, I'm not sure what would have happened if I hadn't voted or if others hadn't voted. So just keep that in mind. So please go vote. I'm going to invite Aaron Weir to come up to do our Kiddush and our Motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedoshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'ahava u'rotzon hinhilanu, zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom tehila, v'mikraye kodesh, ze helisiya mitzrayim. Kivanu vaharta, Milvanu kidosha, Vahol hamim, Vishabat koksheha, Ve'ahava uratson, Hinheltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Makadesh HaShabbat.
Mazel tov, good job, L'chaim. Take a piece of challah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon. Mazel tov, Aaron. We're so excited to celebrate with you and your family tomorrow. Rabbis.
Thank you.
We are going to close with Ya'aloz Sadai. It's a fun one. So if you are moved by musical beats, I am going to encourage you to stand up and move your body and dance with me in the aisles or in the center or at the back, wherever you are so inclined to go. Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.